50 Reasons to Quit Porn Forever in 2020. By Reddit Fapster not DontFapBoi. 1. Have better sex/understanding of sex. The biggest lie porn sells is that its fantasy world is filled with sex positivity. What it doesn't mention, however, is that the deeper the consumer dives into that fantasy world, the more likely the reality is to become just the opposite. 2. It's like a drug. On the surface, cocaine and porn don't seem to have a lot in common. But more and more studies are coming out showing that consuming pornography tricks your brain into releasing the same pleasure chemicals as other behaviors or even drugs. 3. Habits and addictions can escalate. Because of its addictive nature, in order to retain the same level of interest and excitement, an individual usually needs an ever-increasing dosage of porn and constantly evolving material. Over time their appetite escalates to more hardcore versions just to achieve the same level of arousal. 4. Improve behavior. Sooner or later consumers start to find themselves getting aroused by things that used to disgust them or that go against what they think deep down is right. Once they start regularly watching extreme and dangerous sex acts, these porn consumers are being taught that those behaviors are more normal than they actually are. 5. Form deeper connections. The porn industry objectifies people. There's nothing romantic or realistic about porn, and it seriously puts a disconnect between the consumer and reality. This makes it hard for them to have an intimate connection with a real person. 6. Appreciate your body. The makeup, surgery, Photoshop, and acting that goes into porn gives us an unrealistic view of the human body and sexuality. We start to subconsciously compare ourselves to what we're seeing, and causing overthinking and low self-esteem when it comes time to be intimate. 7. Appreciate those you're attracted to. In addition to affecting the way we see ourselves, porn can cause consumers to underappreciate the opposite sex by training them to see others as sexual objects and not as humans with beautiful and unique features. 8. Prevent sexual dysfunctions. Porn 90% of the time leads to less sex and less satisfying sex. For a surprising amount of consumers, porn eventually means no sex at all. But thankfully they hope. The cure is to quit porn and let your brain rewire and return to normal. 9. Stop supporting sex trafficking. The facts are clear: the clicking porn directly fuels the demand for sex trafficking. There are countless victims of human sex trafficking who are forced to have sex on camera. Even in the legitimate adult industry, porn performers are frequently victims of violence, coercion, and drug abuse. 10. Porn promotes violence against women. From making actors participate in unsafe sex to the countless real stories of performers speaking out about the rape, violence, and drugs behind the camera, there is certainly a dark reality to the industry. Porn tries to normalize this exploitation. 11. Porn can lead to violent behavior. The majority of mainstream porn is packed full of people, especially women, being physically and verbally abused. Watching it takes a serious toll on the consumer. Even the non-violent porn portrays a power difference between partners where men are in charge and women are submissive sex objects. Learning this behavior can influence your mind significantly. 12. Increase your creativity. Porn clogs up your imagination with cheap content that disconnects you from feeling real passion and motivation. 13. Live a more honest life. Not every porn consumer lies about their addiction, but 90% feel shamed and obligated to hide it. Whether they admit or not, they know that their partner wouldn't like the idea of them sexually bonding to a computer screen. When you live a life for long enough, you start to convince yourself of it as well. The more lies you tell, the harder it becomes to tell the truth about anything. 14. Free up some time. Porn consumers spend anywhere between a few minutes to a few hours daily consuming these harmful images. If you spend just 10 minutes a day watching porn, that's over 60 hours at the end of the year you could have spent doing something beneficial to your life. 15. Find someone special. In porn, everything from the way people look to how and why they have sex is a lie. Porn consumers often get so obsessed with chasing something that isn't real that they miss out on actual relationships. 16. Be a better partner. Porn doesn't just affect you, it affects your partner as well. A great deal of information exists for those suffering from porn addiction, but partners are often left feeling alone with equally real wounds of their own. Partners of porn consumers commonly feel betrayed and neglected when their significant other chooses to share their sexuality with a screen instead of them. 17. Become a better parent. Children and teens these days are exposed to hardcore porn at a young age. Be an educated parent who can inform your kids of the negative impacts of porn. 18. Become a better friend. Your porn habit can isolate you from valuable social time with friends, and the shame that comes with watching porn can cause you to be distant at social gatherings. 19. Maintain mental, emotional health. Being tied to a consistent porn habit requires you to spend a lot of time alone and can quickly make you uninterested in the everyday pleasures of life, such as having conversations with real people and being active. 20. Take back control. Research shows that 1 in 5 people who regularly watch porn admit to feeling controlled by their sexual desires. As a result, many consumers start feeling like something's wrong with them because they don't know how to be turned on by a real person. This only leads to watching more porn because it's the only escape that works. 21. Be the author of your own sexuality. With the exaggerated bodies in rehearsed scenes in porn, consumers can quickly lose perspective on their own natural desires as well as their partners. Unplugging from porn will help you become more in tune with what you and your partner want instead of influencing you to reenact what you've seen in porn. 22. Increase sexual energy. Many people deep in their porn habit can often be too busy venting their sex drive through porn. They are not going to have much interest in real sexual intimacy with a partner. You may have already experienced a lack of drive for the inability to perform with your partner, but by quitting porn you'll likely reclaim that natural energy. 23. Increase overall energy. It's obvious the porn consumed your time and your sexual tension. Do you think about how that doesn't leave you with energy for much else? Ejaculating every day takes away many vital nutrients that your body needs for energy. 24. Regain focus. People often watch porn as an escape when they become overwhelmed by the daily decisions of life. Quitting porn allows you to assume responsibility and become accountable for your own goals. 25. Reclaim self-confidence. A belief in yourself is a huge casualty of consistent porn consumption. People who feel they don't have control over their porn habit often believe they are broken human beings with a damaged capacity to love and feel joy. These negative feelings come from your own negative feelings about porn mixed with your inability to quit, or from any of the negative side effects that go with it. 26. Protect your marriage/relationship. Whether you were currently married or one day hope to be, it's assured that porn is a poisonous ingredient in a marriage or any type of committed relationship. Porn will lead to a broken family relationship. 27. Save your money. Porn is a global estimated $97 billion industry, with $12 billion of that coming from the United States. 28. Maintain your natural sexuality. Porn removes the concept of intimacy and emotional connection from sex. It teaches consumers that sex is about taking selfish pleasure rather than giving love. 29. Protect your passions. The more you consume porn, the less desire you might have for the things that previously got you excited. The things you once knew in life as fun now lack the shock factor that porn gives the brain. 30. Prevent sexual compulsion/addiction. Porn can create a constant need for sexual material that needs to be fueled, but is never truly satisfied. 31. Don't porn to a screen. Watching porn triggers the release of oxytocin, tricking your brain and essentially bonding you to the experience of sexual release to pixels. 32. Prevent anxiety. When consumers feel like they have to be watching porn or can't stop thinking about it, it creates serious anxiety. Not to mention, this anxiety can transfer over to the bedroom and contribute some porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Another form of anxiety occurs when a consumer gives in to porn when he says he will never watch porn again, thinking he will never escape. 33. Prevent depression. Porn is often used as a self-medicating tool which only leads to feeling worse than before. When you feel bad about giving into the porn, you go to the only thing that will make you happy again, more porn. 34. Live without shame. It's pretty simple, no porn equals no porn-fueled shame. No more secrecy and no more isolation. 35. Increase productivity. A survey done on the nofap community observed that 67% of those who quit had an increase in energy levels as well as productivity. 36. Be better at your job. Quitting porn will boost confidence, motivation, and energy, which will definitely help you at your job. There are real stories of people being caught watching porn at work. That would be a sad life to live. 37. Prevent STDs. Researchers have found that people who have seen a significant amount of porn are more likely to start having sex sooner and with more partners and to engage in riskier kinds of sex, putting them at a greater risk of getting STDs. 38. Be proud of yourself. Quitting porn is one of the hardest addictions to break. You can also stand out in the crowd and not be like most men today. 39. Better the world. By recognizing that porn is hurting you and others around you, you can spread knowledge to the world about the negative impacts of porn. 40. Ditch loneliness. Porn can fulfill feelings of loneliness in exchange for making them worse in the long run. Porn promises immediate satisfaction, endless excitement, and easy intimacy, but in the end it robs a consumer of all three. 41. Avoid normalizing violence. It's grown normal for 11-year-olds to be exposed to the most hardcore degrading content imaginable. Imagine what that does to their expectations for real-life relationships and true intimacy. 42. Respect others more. Choosing real love and choosing not to consume porn means that you're that much better at respecting others and yourself. 43. Object to objectification. We fight against porn because people aren't just the sum of their parts to be used and discarded without a second thought. 44. Ditch fake sex. Don't take sex tips from an industry that profits from fake orgasms. 45. Protect children. By avoiding porn, you're avoiding the twisted and unhealthy fetishes of kids and teens, and that is a great thing to stand behind. 46. Enjoy real, flawed bodies. Photoshop isn't something you can have in real life, but that's a good thing. Perfection means predictable and boring, but real flawed human bodies are unique and beautiful. 47. Avoid romanticizing unhealthy relationships. Real intimacy is a world of satisfaction and excitement that doesn't disappear when the screen goes off. It's the breathtaking risk of being vulnerable with another human being that makes intimacy so amazing. 48. Have realistic expectations for sex and relationships. Relationships are hard work. They aren't always flawless, and neither is the sex if it's involved. It won't be easy and perfect every single time. Love can be messy, but that's the beauty of it. It's real, not synthetic. It's natural, not produced. Real love is immeasurably better than porn because real love is exactly that, it's real. 49. Believe in love. Sometimes when porn has clouded a consumer's idea of what healthy relationships are and what real love can provide, they start to believe it doesn't exist. Some consumers have started to believe that real healthy love doesn't exist, and that's not true. Love is worth fighting for. 50. Choose real love. This is by far the most important reason to quit porn. So what are some ways to quit porn? A great list of things I do are below, but there are more. Workout, take supplements like zinc, fish oil, L-arginine, magnesium. Read, take cold showers, delete social media or only install it when you are around people. Run, socialize, rewire with a girlfriend if you have one. Avoid artificial stimulation at all cost. If it's pixels on a screen and it's turning you on, avoid it. Stay busy, eat healthy and drink a lot of water. Here are some comments. Pornography harms children because their brains are still developing. Pornography weakens nations. Pornography destroys lives. Tragic, horrible damages physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Save lives and teach as much as you can. Great post, but this one stuck with me. If you spend just 10 minutes a day watching porn, that's over 60 hours at the end of the year you could have spent doing something beneficial to your life. The average time I wasted on porn is 1 hour a day, sometimes even more. That's at least 360 hours in 1 year, and they say 1000 hours are enough to be really good at something. So instead of pursuing my ambitions, I spend my time frying my brain away. Just think about it. Porn is literally like a drug. I jacked off 20 times in one day and my heart felt like it was going to burst and my eyes were greenish yellow. SMH poison. You say you wanna quit, yet you follow pornographic subreddits. Delete all or most of your social media and start having healthier hobbies and habits. I stopped fapping for 60 days, but sometimes I still see some NSFW subreddits. The first thing I want to do is stop masturbating. I wanted that even if I watch porn I won't fap, and I managed not to do it. The next thing I want to do is become the necessity of watching porn to something like I wanna read this manga, hentai, because story, character, etc., not because it's hentai. Not sure if it's understandable what I said. I fapped a lot during university period and watched more and more disgusting shit. No wonder I had no motivation and took 2 extra years to finish it. Also, thinking back makes me look at myself as the cool Mariwujak. A lot. I mean 3-4 hours a day. NoFap gives you the energy and motivation to change your life and in turn, better yourself, which is more attractive. I don't believe in the magical attraction effect. I started NoFap and stopped feeling so down all the time, started to feel motivated and confident in myself for beating the addiction, which led to me going to gym way more often and feeling like socializing more often too. Guys who NoFap and expect results without putting in any work are met with disappointment and then relapse. NoFap gives you the tools you need, you're expected to use them to get results you desire. I realized that we can't hope we'll never see unsafe content again. As long as we're on the internet, we will come across something that might trigger us. Every time that happens, I'd always try to find encouraging posts like these to help defeat the urge. Thank you, my man.